In today's episode, we take a look at the start of the 2021 drum corps season, we launch the UDB Tour Fee giveaway, and Careless Whisper makes its DCI debut. Welcome to the Upstage. I'm Josh.
I'm Luke.
And we start today's episode by looking at the beginning of the 2021 drum corps season. Crown went live, DCI was in a record number of theaters, and a couple of other drum corps released some pretty cool things. Luke, what did you think of DCI's return?
Well, I guess the short answer is I loved it, and the thing I didn't realize is how much stuff we're actually going to get this week. So let's just kind of parse it out one by one. First, Carolina Crown, Saturday night they did their show, and it was awesome because they not only gave us like their 2021 production, but they gave us the brass warm-ups, and we got to see the percussion alone, like all the stuff that you'd want to see as like a super fan of drum corps. So I absolutely adored the format, and I also loved the show. They had this kind of in my mind, and we heard licks that we haven't heard in several years, like that little mellophone lick. We got to see the old uniforms in their closer. Of course, we got to see Crown drill, which was great. So it's just like everything I think that I wanted to see, I saw, which was just made the night kind of magical.
Yeah, kudos to the entire Crown organization for making that thing happen. I mean, just like super high quality on the production value, high quality playing, high quality marching. I mean, the color guard was massive. It was like 60 people out there.
Yeah, that opening hit was insane. Yeah. Like they brought the brass up front and then the guard in the back. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, really, really impressive start to finish. And just, props to the entire Crown organization for making that happen. And I don't know. I'm just really excited for the kids, for the performers that got that opportunity, especially those who are aging out in this really unique year. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and the fact that they pulled it off in just 1 month, basically, is just insane. I mean, I forgot in the moment. I was like, oh, yeah, this is just Norman Torp. I was like, wait, no, they moved in a couple of weeks ago. So awesome, awesome stuff from Crown.
Yeah. Now let's take a look at Bluecoats this year. We are actually about to air some footage that's never been seen yet of the color guard specifically at the very beginning of their 2021 show. So let's check it out.
Is it just me, or does the sound of a metronome, is it oddly comforting?
It means somebody's getting better, so I like it.
Hopefully. Yeah, but to see the unreleased clips of stuff, it was fun to watch the guard. It was a super tease, though. The horns whip up their horns, they come into frame, and then they don't play. So I love the clip. I want more.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was an awesome, sort of teaser, I think, to your point, because it also picks up from where 2019 left off, like almost the same exact thing, right? But it's a fresh take on sort of something that we're familiar with. So I thought, I don't know, I love seeing that, and I'm super excited to see them in person.
Yeah. Now let's move to the theater show. Now this show was in a record number of theaters around the country. I believe over 700 theaters, which is awesome for DCI's return. I want to play a little game here, though. I want us to rank the shows in order of our enjoyment. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back and forth, and I want you to give me what you enjoyed from 5 to 1.
All right. Well, this is not a fair comparison, so don't hold me to this. But because I have to play this silly game, um, in my in the fifth spot, I'm going to go with Cavi's 2016. I love the show. I love the trombone feature in Lollapalooza, but that's in my fifth spot.
5 is Bluecoats 2019. I also love this show, and this is also not a great game to play because these are like all fan favorites. But I think the recency bias, like that's one of the last drum corps shows I actually saw. So it wasn't as special for me to watch it again, which is why it's in that 5 spot for me. Now, coming in at 4 is Cavi's 2016. I love that show. I love the fact that they leaned in to the whole concept of propaganda. It wasn't like just some metaphor. It was like, no, we're going to shove this in your face. And it was their, return back, like Cavies were back in 2016.
Yeah. In my fourth spot, I'm actually going to go with Blue Devils 2017, Metamorph. I love the show. Probably the best ballad I've ever seen live in person. And I love the pit activity, especially like this unison run that reminds me of Blue Devils 2000. But that's my fourth spot. Now, in my third spot is actually Crown 2015. I mean, that show is like raw, start to finish. I love it. Incredible arrangements. I mean, great marching and playing. And just sort of a classic drum corps show. It's the kind of show that would probably get you into drum corps, and that's going to be your show forever. So, but that's in my third spot.
For me, 3 is definitely SCV 2018. It was their return to the top of the podium, gold medalists. They had the medal sustain. They were dancing. They did everything that you want in a drum corps show, which is why it made it to the podium in my number 3 spot. Now, number 2 is Crown 2015. Now, this show holds a special place in my heart. One, because it was a super competitive year. We didn't know what was happening going into finals, who was going to win that. And what I loved about this show is the fact that they didn't use props or anything like that. They kind of stripped away the field in a time where people were adding more stuff, and they just focused on marching and playing. Loved it.
Yeah, in my 2 spot, I'm actually going to go with Vanguard 2018. I think that show, sort of start to finish, was like, that's the formula. Awesome drill, awesome staging, great horn book, great drill, great drum book, awesome color guard stuff. Maybe the best horns up of all time, right before the
snap.
Yep. And before the ballad. So that's in my number 2 spot. Now, in my first spot is actually going to be Bluecoats 2019. I think that show, I don't know, that to me is like straight off of Broadway. Super high quality, incredible drill, incredible music, incredible set design, choreography just through the roof. So that's in my number 1 spot.
And for me, it's got to be Metamorph, Blue Devils 2017. I mean, they brought down the house on finals night. If you were there in Lucas Oil, the place just erupted. Kids around the world are still trying to learn how to play trumpet high so they can play that lick from the ballad. It's just got everything you want. It's got to be the number 1 spot for me. The UDB Tour Fee Giveaway is a competition that gives one lucky participant the opportunity to march drum corps for free.
Here's how it works. Head to ultimatedrillbook.com and fill out an application to enter prelims. Post the prelims graphic and tag Ultimate Drillbook, FloMarching, and use the hashtag UDB Tour Fee Giveaway.
On Friday, July 23rd, 20 semifinalists will be announced live on the Upstage. If you advance, you'll create a 1-minute video about your passion for drum corps and post it on your social media.
Be sure to make it creative and fun, because the top 3 participants with the coolest videos win an all-expenses-paid trip to DCI Finals Week 2021.
As a finalist, you'll check out rehearsals, experience the warm-up lots, watch shows, and ultimately compete to win the UDB Tour Fee Giveaway.
The final round is an obstacle course in Lucas Oil Stadium that tests your skills in all things marching band. Get across the finish line first, and you'll march in drum corps for free in 2022.
Head to ultimatedrillbook.com and enter by July 22nd for your chance to win.
We'll see you in Indy.
That's right, the UDB Tour Fee Giveaway is back, and you have the opportunity to march drum corps for free in 2022. Now, to kick this year off, we thought of no better way than to talk to the 2019 champion, Daniel Campbell. We got the opportunity to catch up with him at Boston Crusaders spring training. Can we start off, where are you in the world, and what are you doing?
I'm currently here in Castleton, Vermont. I'm here with marching mellophone for the Boston Crusaders.
My gosh, that is so cool. How's it going so far?
It's great. Just working on my tan lines and trying to lose some weight,
Good.
That's awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about like how you got here, sort of what your journey's been like and, just how you got to wherever you are right now.
Yeah, so I've always been a fan of DCI. I always wanted to march it. And then you guys, came up with this idea of let's throw a scholarship and help somebody march DCI who's always had a dream. And I went for it, did my best, and I ultimately won, the scholarship through you guys. But with Boston itself, along the journey of going on that finals trip to Indy going in 2019, we got to go to that Boston Crusaders, rehearsal, got to see how amazing that horn line was and just saw how great they were. And I was like, I want to do that. And with y'all's help, I was able to, audition, go through the whole process, and ultimately got contracted for 2020. And here we are today.
Wow, that's so cool. So as you know, we are launching the 2021 UDB Tour Fee giveaway today, right now. And so what would you say to the people out there who are considering going for the UDB Tour Fee giveaway, considering marching next year? What would you say to those people?
I'd say go for it. I mean, you have nothing to lose. You can make your dreams come true. And just like I have, and you can have a blast. Go for it and have the greatest time of your life.
Very cool. Well, this was far too short. We're going to catch up with you more on tour. I think you guys head out, 10, 14 days, something like that?
Probably about 2 weeks from now, give or take.
And that'll be your first live drum corps show marching, right?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Cool, man. Well, we're really proud of you, Daniel, and, we'll look forward to catching up with you on the road.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Great talking to you.
What a cool way to, here's Daniel. He's super happy, living his dream and, marching drum corps for free at a place like the Boston Crusaders. It's awesome.
Yeah. And just a reminder, if you want to enter the UDB Tour Fee giveaway to march drum corps for free in 2022, head to ultimatedrillbook.com and get in your application. You're automatically admitted into quarterfinals. And then next week on the Upstage live, we are going to announce 20 semifinalists, and those semifinalists are going to get the opportunity to get an all expenses paid trip to DCI finals this year. Get to the website and get your application in.
All right, let's move on to head to head.
Fill in the blank. The Guardians' repertoire this year is...
I'm gonna use the word eclectic and also the phrase, now that's what I call music something, right? Whatever number album they're on. So I think it's, I don't know, creative use of variety in the show, but I'm going to use the word eclectic.
I'm going to go with the word that I think they want me to use, and the word is lit. It's not a word that's normally in my vocabulary, but the Guardians, they are catering to today's generation more than any other drum corps. So they're playing like great music from the past, but then they're saying like, hey, what's on the top 40 today? Or like what's in meme status, like Careless Whisper, and we're going to play it. So I love their commitment to this generation, which is why I'm going to use this generation's word, lit. Next.
The Battalion is blank for performing their shows for free this year.
All right, so this is interesting. I think the Battalion is smart for performing their shows for free this year. One of the things that drum corps is trying to do and needs to do is grow more at the regional level. And the Battalion, they're not going to Indy this year, but what they're doing is they're touring around the state of Utah and they're doing shows for free, and they're just trying to educate people on what drum corps is. They're trying to educate people on what the Battalion is. And I think it's a great way to grow from, kind of ground level instead of trying to get people from flying all over the country. Grow the user base in that in their hometown and try to go from there. So smart is my word.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the Battalion is really creative with their approach to this year's season. They're going to use the time and the resources to the best ability to grow the community there, and that's not only for performers, but also for support staff and for sponsors and those kinds of things. So I think it's a super creative use of their time and efforts.
Cool. Next.
What drill have you seen recently that caught your eye?
So the first example of some drill that I saw that caught my eye is this example from Lindsay Schuler, which she was sharing something that came from a high school that she wrote for. And I think it's a really, really creative use of time and space to help transition the guard specifically in this example, to where you're not combating where everybody's moving, right? So the winds are holding while the guard are moving, and then the guard can hold while the winds move, and so it's a really strategic way of moving people around, and I think in a creative way.
Yeah, and the example that I saw is that I really liked was from Hunter Doogie. And the reason I like this drill so much is because it's shown how far technology has come in our activity. So Hunter's writing in Pyware, and then he is basically deciding every single moment that's happening. So he's got the winds doing body, he's got the guard spinning like umbrellas and stuff like that, and he's got the cameras moving and stuff like that. So I think it's a nod to what, where we are today and where we're going. I mean, because it wasn't, but 20 years ago where we weren't really writing on software, like Pyware or something like that. So I really love the way that he is kind of translating his vision fully into the software. Yeah. Next.
All right, quick, and then rush here. DCI fans, what videos have you seen online that you can't wait to see in person? I know mine. What are yours?
All right, well, with the return of drum corps, there's a lot coming out, but there's one that stuck out to me specifically, and it was the Genesis battery, and they came out on fire. So if you haven't seen this clip, let's roll it so everyone can see it. Yeah, they were playing some notes. And what's so incredible about this, one, of course, it's always good to hear drum corps again. I mean, we keep saying that over and over again. It's good that drum corps is back. But, these kids who are moving in have been in for a week or two, right? And so what I love about this video in particular is it's showing that the design staff and the teaching staff, they're not backing down. They're not saying, oh, we only have a month, let's just chill out. No, they're pushing the envelope still. They're playing a lot of notes, and they're cleaning it up. So love that video from Genesis.
Yeah, absolute kudos to them, and I echo all the same points. The video that caught my eye and my ear was this video from Boston Crusaders of the trumpet section. Let's check it out. I mean, that's the sound, and I don't know, man. I think like you were saying, clearly Boston is here to play, and Boston Brass, under the direction of Gino, I mean, I don't want to say it here first, but I think Boston Brass could be soon in the mix for competing for a title. So I saw and heard that video, and I was floored.
Yeah, one of the things I love about that video is that it's from Gino, too. Gino was, kind of watching what was going on in sectionals and was like, yo, this sounds awesome. So let's take a video of it and post it on social media. So I love that Gino posted it. And, how many endings does that thing have? It's like they play the big chord, they do a tag, they do another tag. It's like, yeah, get this into my veins. I want more. I'm totally into it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last rep.
DCI partners with Conn-Selmer to present World Judging Symposium, allowing fans to watch judges during DCI Finals Week. What do you think about this?
Look, I think it's awesome. Probably more than anything else in our history, fans are disagreeing with the judges. So here's a chance for the fans to see and hear their process, in between Conn-Selmer and DCI. Look, we are, they're pulling back the veil or opening the doors to see what this is like. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's going to help a lot with that transparency that everyone's looking for.
Yeah. Up next, 19 years ago, the Magic of Orlando started their historic run to DCI Finals. Do you remember what was so special about that season?
Yeah, well, so the season was 2002, and a lot happened that year. Cavaliers got the highest score in DCI history at that time, 99.15 with frameworks. But Magic of Orlando, so they won Div 2 Finals, which is now known as Open Class, with a 99.05. And then they advanced all the way to World Class Finals, or Div 1 at the time, and they ended up getting around an 85. So what an amazing run to see someone win Div 2 and then get into Div 1 Finals, comfortably get into Div 1 Finals as well. So kudos to those kids, those staff. I mean, what an awesome season to be a fan. The Colombians wrapped up their season with a live stream this week. Did you watch the show?
I did. It was really impressive. It was like an hour and a half live stream where you learned about the history of the Corps, which I didn't even know. I didn't know that history that they had, and it's really, really impressive. So, I mean, whoever put that production together, the people who were there on the ground who did it, and then, the Colombians came out and just gave it to you. It was a real drum corps show. The performers were working super hard, and so I was really impressed.
Yeah, me too.
One of the biggest music conferences in the country, TBA, comes back next week. What are you most looking forward to?
A lot. I mean, I think we've all been itching to get back to conferences where we can see each other. I know SCV is having a presence at TBA. They're going to be doing some clinics. I know Andy Toth is going to be in town, Michael Rosales, Matt Hartwell from SCV. So I think there's going to be some cool things going on there. Personally, I'm just looking forward to having some dinner with people that I like. So that'll be cool.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Be sure to check us out on the Flow Sports family of apps, and we'll see you next week.